it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another retro ranking, and this is one of them little specials I do now and again. And this one is all about UK one-hit wonders. It's those list of artists who have only achieved one number one hit on the UK singles charts and no other entry on the chart. The list uses the strict Guinness Book of Hit Singles definition of a one-hit wonder, a term also commonly used for more loosely to refer to any act known for primarily for one major hit. So these are all number ones, and that's it. One record, and that's it. These are all officially from the Guinness Book of Hit Singles. So if you can just argue with the British Guinness Book of Hit Singles, feel free to, but I took all this research from this came from mostly from that. So that's where I've got all the information from. So I've got 20. There's there's more than that. There's enough to do a thing called the bad one-hit wonders, which I will do one day. But we'll start off on my favourite ones. So coming in at number 20, this was from 1973. It's by the Simon Park Orchestra. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what's coming. It's Eye Level, which was the theme for the original Van der Valk series, starring Barry Foster. Do you know what this actually sold over 1 million copies in the UK, this song. So it's a quirky little tune, but it's now been they've rerun it some channels, but they've now got a new version of it called, and the part of Van der Valk is played by my school friend, the actor Mark Warren. Who does it great. And the thing with that, though, you can hear his Northampton twang. As a couple of us have noticed that you knew him. It's a great song, and I remember that as a child. Okay, then number 19. Now this one's quite modern. It comes from 1999, and it's from Baz Luhrmann, who, of course, director many a film, and it's Everyone's Free to Wear Sunscreen. Now this is an interesting thing. It's about living in New York and things to see and things to do in your life and looking at things. Now I actually use this tune. I used to do youth workshops back in the day, and I use this as a session and taking little bits of the songs and to relate, because it's an American, some of the stuff I turned it into a European or sort of thing, and I quite think I like it. A lot of people don't like this, but I like it. It's a philosophic look on life. Quite a good little track as well. Okay then, number 18. We go to 1917, and track from a Oscar-winning film and BAFTA, Paint Your Wagon, starred Clint Eastwood and Lee Marvin, and Lee Marvin sang a song, Wandering Star. Great actor Lee Marvin. He's got quite a few films, like quite a few films, like The Dirty Dozen and that. But he was never a great singer. But this you cannot help like. I mean, it's flat as a pancake. But I like the humming and the. But when they go, I was born under a one. But it's just quirky. And then you got to number one. Can't go any better than that, can you? Okay, number 17. It's a song written by bassman extraordinaire from Blooming, Sky, and the bass player on Where Are All the Worlds, Mr. Herbie Flowers, and he co-wrote this with Kenny Pickett. And it's Grandad by Clive Dunn. Now, when Clive Dunn actually recorded it, he was 48, but obviously he played Private Jones, Corporal Jones, in Dad's Army. Just made to look over. This is a great song. I've got fond memories of this song. It's very personal, this is. When it was my nan and granddad's 40th anniversary party, it was a surprise party, and obviously how many of us were around then? This thing, I think my baby brother was only a babby. Was he born? I can't remember. But all the grandchildren there, and they the DJ put this on, and we all went and sat with our granddad, and he had a tear in his eye. You know, he was. It's just a fond memory, and I love this. Now, this is my granddad on my mum's side, he loved this song. He was just one of them. He just loved his grandchildren, and it always reminds me of my granddad, that song. Okay, number 16. Go to 1978, and Brian and Michael, and singing who were uncredited, was the Winford School Choir, who did have their own one-hit wonder, of course, with There's No One Quite Like Grandma. But this is the song about L.S. Lowry, matchstick men and matchstick cats and dogs. It's a lovely track. It's telling the story of L.S. Lowry, and of course there's a parody by the Baronites as well. I like this song. I love the start of it with that sort of colliery band. It's just a really good track. Remember this as a kid, and I used to like it. Okay then, number 15. I think this must be the oldest one in this list for me. It's from 1958, and it's a track called When by the Kaling Twins. It's a great little song. It's the only big hit they had in this country. Also, it was also a number 3 for Shawaddy Waddy in 1977. The song. It's a great song. I really like that. Okay, number 14 is from 1966. And it's a band called the Overlanders, and their version of Michelle, which is, of course, is a Beatles song. Not as good as the Beatles song, but it is. But the Overlanders are the earliest British group to be classed as having a one-hit wonder. It's very strange, though, that the Beatles never released this as a single. There you go. Number 13 from 1966 again. Got banned by the BBC. Rule number 1. BBC ban a record, and guess where it goes? Number 1. And of course it's Jane Birkin and Serge Gainsborough and Je t'aime mon bleu. A great little tune. Very seductress voice from Jane Birkin, who sadly died not so long ago. We've got some more Jane Birkin coming up later in the month, so won't take too much, but it had to be in there. It's a great track. Okay, number 12. We're going to 1959 now, and a track by a gentleman called Jerry Keller. Here Comes Summer. Had released a few more singles in America, but this is the only big hit he had in the UK. It's a nice summery song. I know this is in my it was in Mum and Dad's record collection, and that's why I quite like it. It's really, really good. Okay, now this is probably the most current one-hit wonder that I've got in this list. It's from 2003. And it's a cover version of the Tears for Fears song Mad World, which was done by Michael Andrews and Gary Jules. This is a really nice somber version. They turned it into this real somber song. I love it. I like both versions. I love the Tears for Fears version, but I do like this version as well. Okay, the top 10. There's some real killers in this. So starting out in the top 10, got a 1962. Now this has been taken from a classical piece of music. It's the Nutcracker Suite by, of course, Tchaikovsky. Well, I can never say that name. And it's Nut Rocker by B. Bumble and the Stingers. Tchaikovsky, that's his name. Great track. Emerson, Lake and Palmer did a version of this as well, but for some reason B. Bumble's is much better. Okay then, coming in at number 9, we get to the year 1975, and it's the record that started off good afternoon or morning. Welcome on to Coconut Airways flight to Barbados. It's tropically tropical, and Barbados, absolute classic summer song. Remember this, really good track. I just loved how it was put together, a little bit reggae poppy, really good. And then it got mullered in 1999 by the Venga Boys, who changed it with Going to Ibiza. That got to number 1 as well, but it was shocking. I hated it. How to muller a good record. So there we go. It was a great song. Okay, coming in number 8, we got a 1978, and that song became a hit following the airplay on John Peel's late night Radio 1 show, and it's the brilliant Uptown Top Ranking by Althea and Donna. What a record this is. Probably one of the sort of first, as a kid, reggae records I liked. I love this. It's always been one of my favourite singles. It's a classic song. Okay then, coming in at number 7. And this is from 1997. And it's a cover version of Lou Reed's Perfect Day. And it was used by the BBC. They did it to promote the BBC when the BBC were good. But then by huge public demand, it was released as a charity single for children in need. And it got to number 1, of course. Now, this has got some great people on it. It's got all the stars of the time. Dr. John's on it, and I actually prefer this version to Lou Reed's. Believe it or not, I think it's just a really good song. Okay, coming at number 6, then we got a 1969. This band were bigger in America, but they only had this group, or whatever you want to call them. Only had one hit over here. And it's in the year 2525 was Zagrin Evans. Although it was written 5 years previous, it remains their only hit. It's a great track. Like that one quite a lot. Okay, number 5. This was from 1980, but the song was actually written 10 years previously. It was Suicide is Painless, The Mash. Now this is the theme tune to the film version, which has got Donald Sutherland in it. It's got the guy that played Radar in it, and Houlihan, and it's a great film. The film version of MASH is brilliant. I love this song. It's an absolute classic. Okay, number 4. This is from 1969. And it's the Archies, Sugar Sugar. They're cartoon characters from the Archie show. Never a band as such, but big hits, wasn't it? I love the video to this. It's absolutely killer. Great song. Everybody likes this song. Okay, number 3. We go to 1970 now. And a song by Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky. The only version for me. It's just brilliant. We've had 2 or 3 versions. We've had Doctor and the Medics in 1986, which wasn't too bad, and then Gareth Gates recorded it with the Kumars in 2003, which is absolutely terrible. But the original is brilliant. The guitar work is brilliant. It's just a great song. Okay, number 2, again from 1970. This one is song written by Joni Mitchell's, covered by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young as well. But that was not a top 10. It had been a top 20 hit in America. But Matthew Southern Comfort recorded it, and it became a one-hit wonder. They were led by Ian Matthews, who was noted as being in Fairport Convention. I love this song. Probably my favourite version of it as well. And it's just a great song. I love the song anyway, but I think this is the best version of it. Even better than Joni Mitchell and Crosby's version. But the number 1. Now, surprising, this is the only number 1 single that he released. It's the one that starts, I am the god of hell and fire, and I bring you fire. Absolute cracking song. Everyone remembers this, and there's the clips of Arthur Brown on Top of the Pops with a fire on his head. Health and safety didn't matter in them days. It's just one of the great songs of the 60s. And this is, it was from the group's self-titled album, which reached number 2. But neither the band nor Arthur Rowe in his own right managed to secure another place in either the singles or albums chart. It's amazing, isn't it? But that is my favourite one-hit wonder of all time. The Brilliant Fire. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. This took a lot of putting together, I must admit, but it's worth it because it's been a lot of fun doing this for you. Okay, that's all for today. Tomorrow is Marathon Day, and we've got a bit of prog for you, a viewer's request, and it's the Brilliant Nectar. We'll be looking at them tomorrow. So have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.